Gruesome Magazine.
Hello once again, I'm your host Doc Rotten, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-host Jeff Mohr, Dreher, and I will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, we are reviewing Superhost as part of our reviewing of Popcorn Fright Film Festival. So this is exciting that we get this opportunity. We get these every once in a while, but we have a collection of these films from the film festival, and we'll have a link down below so you can find out more about it, and we hope you enjoy our coverage. But let me introduce our crew tonight, starting off with the one and only Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and I feel I should warn you. My new goal is to say something so outrageous that it's going to make you have to edit the podcast.
What? Oh, I guess this has to do with the movie, but I'm confused.
It has nothing to do with the movie. It has nothing to do with the movie.
I'm okay. Can we take that again? All right. Up next. That could have something to do with the movie. All right, it is Crystal Cleveland, Livinodeadóirl. How you doing?
I'm thoroughly confused, but I'm fabulous.
You're fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm your Superhost.
I'm so happy. That's really hard to do. I hate being happy.
Oh, do you hate being happy?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. We just took this whole thing down. All right, also rounding out the crew is the one and only Dreher.
When are we going to add? When are we going to add the sound effects and stuff, Doc? Like this movie, we need like the zoinks.
Oh, we do. We need the zoinks and the letters.
Where do we have those? Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel very inadequate right now.
Wow. Oh, wow. He has zoink envy. Okay.
Here in Cleveland, we had a late night TV host whose name was Superhost. So when I seen this, I'm like, why in God's name do they have a movie about this guy with the big red nose and the Superman thing on? But it wasn't about that at all. So I was very disappointed because I love Superhost.
He had big red nose. And Superman. Oh my gosh.
Big red nose.
You had me at big red nose. All right. Yeah. So we are going to review the movie. We're going to give our first impression. It's going to be spoiler free. Then we're going to have a discussion. And since this is in a film festival, we are going to remain spoiler free because it is not being released wide at this point. So we have to tiptoe around this one, guys. And then we're going to wrap things up with our well, let's do it this way. We'll do our final thoughts, our score, 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. It's not like I do this every week. And it's going to be exciting. So what film are we talking about? We are talking about Superhost, part of Popcorn Frights Film Festival. It screens Saturday, August 14, 2021 at 7 p.m. or screened at that time, depending on when you're watching this. It's written and directed by Brandon Christensen, who we've reviewed a few of his movies here. And the cast includes Barbara Crampton, Gracie, Gillam, Sara and Osric, Chau. The synopsis goes as follows. Teddy and Claire are travel vloggers who run a channel called Superhost, where they travel and share their experiences in and around vacation homes until recently had become successful doing it. With a dwindling subscriber count, they find the perfect opportunity to create content that people want to see when they meet Rebecca, a host of their most recent trip. Slowly, they start to realize that something isn't right with Rebecca. Pictured. And as they investigate further, they unlock a horrifying truth. She doesn't just want a great review. She wants something far worse. All right.
Hey, that is a witty-ass synopsis right there.
Yeah, and I think it's a little off. I think it's a little off, but that's okay.
It was more reading than I wanted to do. I will tell you that. Woo. But anyway.
The poster gives away far more than what I thought we would be giving away.
You're right, but don't
only if you've seen the movie.
I won't.
Yeah. But I don't think it spoils the film, but it does give you a hint of what to expect. But all right, so let's dive into this. Crystal, you are up first. What was your first impression of Superhost?
Okay, so the lead actress I will just tell you, first and foremost, this was so drained into my head. She reminds me so much of Elizabeth Olsen. I just have to say that.
Sarah
It,
Canning does, or the great?
like her, the way she
Gracie.
looks, her whole face.
Great.
The isn't it obvious? Like
Are you're talking about Rebecca, the host of the house, or the?
she? Yes.
Okay.
She
Because there's
looks so much like Elizabeth Olsen. Like it's well, that's the only one it would be. Who
Okay.
else would?
no
like-
what? Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't
You
mean to
don't
confuse
see
things.
No, like it's. I was like, isn't it obvious? She doesn't to you. Like it's big time. It was.
When you're
It was
talking
actually.
her.
Yeah. Like she looks a lot like her to me. I was like, whoa. I would think she was a fourth Olsen. But anyway, that aside, which apparently isn't clear to everyone else, just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But the movie was shot really well. It's basically, a cabin, which I've been to a cabin recently, this year, as a matter of fact. And it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies every time you do like an Airbnb or something like that. I mean,
Yes.
it is kind of always something to think about. I mean, all the cameras that they had around were really creepy. I haven't had one with all those cameras inside.
That you
I haven't-
know of.
That you know.
That I knew of, yeah. Otherwise, I think it's illegal for them to not admit to it, though. But
Only if
that
you're
doesn't.
caught.
That doesn't stop exactly. That doesn't stop because there was just some found. But anyway, the couple, the lead couple, I think they did a great job as their characters. I love the dude from Supernatural. I love Supernatural. So he was great. I think. I'm assuming we were supposed to hate the lead actress because I couldn't stand her. I just could not stand her at all. I couldn't stand anything about her. I couldn't stand anything she said. She was horrible. She was just a horrible person to me. Maybe that was the point. I think it was the point because surely that's the way she was written. Because I was not at all sad when stuff went down. Things happen,
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's this couple who tries way too hard to be successful at their YouTube. I think that they focus so much on the Airbnb, but to me, the more tragic story is them and their YouTube and her obsession with it. That's the part. That's why I disliked her because I'm like, God, she's horrible. She's horrible. Now, the actress herself, she's beautiful, and I think she played it really well. And just the things that she wanted to do that were so, you're a bad person. Right? That's the point. That's the
It
point.
certainly made you feel for Teddy. Good poor guy.
Right? Like, and so that was the point. I feel like that gets lost in this, but it was a big part of the story. So there's a lot to the story. I did like the couple. I don't know. They felt very distant to me, but I also think that was the point. Even though I didn't feel like their chemistry per se, I think that's where they were in their relationship. Mm-hmm. She was so focused on this, and he, I think he was more into what they once were or whatever. The lead actress, the Rebecca, did a fantastic job. At first, I was kind of turned off by her with that, and I didn't like it. And then it grew on me, and I grew to I thought she was fabulous.
Yeah, once you understood it, right?
Yeah, because I was like put off at first. I was like, oh God. And then I like kind of, you have to give it some time, and you'll like it too. It's a bit much at first. I guess I really liked this movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, I liked it and I enjoyed it. I think I liked it more than I anticipated. I had a couple issues with some plot stuff, like he said he was glad he was wearing underwear when she was there, but knowing there's cameras everywhere, that was kind of a silly line. I think that should have been thought out, but
So
I just
you'd be
had
wearing
some
underwear anyway, right? 'Cause-
yeah, because they mentioned these cameras, and then he's like, well, she was here. It was so embarrassing. Well, there's cameras everywhere. Wouldn't you be concerned about that? Because that will be forever immortalized in video, and they could do whatever they want with that video. So I think that wasn't thought out, but I'm thinking too hard. Okay. It was good.
Jeff Mohr, you're up next. What was your first impression of SUPERHOST?
All right, so I enjoyed this too. I especially enjoyed Rebecca. The characters of Claire and Teddy were kind of irritating to me because they, I don't know. Again, we don't want to spoil, but they seemed very reactive to their situation, and rather than trying to be proactive at some point. My least favorite part of the movie were the scenes with towards the beginning with the YouTube channel stuff. I don't know.
I felt attacked.
Huh? No. Not at all. Not at all. I don't know.
I think that's the same thing I felt too.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it is. I liked Barbara Crampton does kind of a day, or what did you say, Doc? Day and a half.
Day and a half player.
Day player. But I thought she was. I thought she was okay. She was. She's not given. Well, she does have a kind of a range in there. Anyway, I always like seeing her. I always like seeing her, and it's cool to see the resurgence over the last decade. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it. All right.
I just didn't like the decisions that the characters made some of the time. But Rebecca, she was all it was all about her.
Yep. Yeah, could have happened a little sooner. All right, Dave Dreher, sir, you're up next. What was your first impression of SUPERHOST?
I ended up enjoying this film quite a bit, actually. I think maybe we haven't heard from you yet, Doc, but I really enjoyed this quite a bit. I actually watched it a second time.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I was like, I'm enjoying this a little too much. Maybe I better watch it again. But I think it was great. I think the lady that plays Rebecca is actually quite fantastic. I mean, her little quirks and the shit she does, like when she like screams before she does the
Oh my god,
does recording, it's fantastic. I mean, it was just so good. She was so weird, and I just loved it. I totally bought into the YouTube thing because my grandkids watch that shit endlessly, and that's just how those dumb fuckers are on there. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, we're here again. You know, it's like, oh my god, just somebody shoot me. But they do. That's what they do, and people watch this stuff endlessly. So I think it was kind of a accurate depiction of what actually happens on a lot of these channels. I bought into their, having the relationship problems. Obviously, he's kind of oblivious to how she's feeling, and we certainly find that out. Yeah, and we certainly find that out when they go up to that cliff. And again, we don't want to spoil anything, but there's a really kind of touching, sad scene. Yeah, that just kind of lays it all on the line there, and he realizes his status in this relationship, and yeah, it kind of puckers the bunghole a little bit, So it was.
There's a shirt.
Yeah,
but I thought
glad you had your shorts on, Dave.
But I thought that was all good. I liked all of it, but at the end of the day, it does all come back to Rebecca, and when she finally turns out to be the person we've all known she is. That lady just plays it to the nines, man. And definitely. She just goes way off the deep end. And it was great. I ended up loving it quite a bit.
All right. Thank you, Sammy Sphincter. All right. I enjoyed this too. I unfortunately could relate to it a little more than I wanted to, given what we do here. Smash the like button, do all this. Oh, God.
we don't have the zoinks and the boings.
We don't have the zoinks and
the animated. Yeah.
Don't think I didn't think about it though. Don't All right. So I relate to these characters, and I'm guilty of watching these travel shows. I like the travel vloggers. They go on. Go here, go there, do the cruises and tell us all about it. And some of them are straightforward, normal. And then some of them are out there wacky like this. And I was actually watching like one of the wacky ones talking about a cruise here just recently. But anyway, that aside, so I bought into all that, and I like the story. I like the setup. There are other films like this that, there's 13 cameras. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. It's more of an apartment thing, but it's similar to this where, they're being watched and the watcher is very creepy. The Barbara Crampton character showing up and adding a little, spice to the mix. Could have used a lot more of that, I think. Would have liked to seen more of that character, more of what happens with that character between the two times we see her. And I like the relationship between our leads, and I like the fact that, even though, I don't think he's really the lead. Teddy's not the lead. You end up.
I think they're all three leads.
Right.
Honestly.
I guess they're co-leads, right? Co-leads.
Yeah.
But you really feel for him because he's the most innocent. He's the hopeful one. He's the optimistic one. And oh man, you just want him to win the day, and it's just not going to happen.
It might.
Well, in a different way, but not in the way he was wishing for, right? Is that spoiling too much? I might be spoiling too much. But anyway, so I enjoyed it. I had a good time, and the crazier our Rebecca got, the better the movie got.
Yes. Agreed.
So Dave,
I don't think we're going to spoil everything. I don't think we're going to spoil too much. There's so much more to it.
I agree.
We got to talk about certain aspects, but come on. The poster gives away the only thing we're going to even talk about.
That she's.
Yeah, and that's not. It's kind of obvious. You suspect it from the get-go, so it's not that big of a spoiler. So, Dave, gore. There's some gore in here.
Yeah, we got some gore. Yeah, some pretty serious gore actually.
And some digital gore.
Yeah, some digital gore, and again, it's not gratuitous. It fits the story. It feeds into what's going on. So I thought it was well done, well placed. It came in at the right moment. Like I said, wasn't gratuitous. It served the mood of our character.
The mood of our characters. Yes.
Yeah. So but I liked it, and I was glad that we got a little.
I will share that there are two very gory moments, and both of them shocked me with what was happening.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting either one of them to be that.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yep.
Dave, Jeff?
Yep.
Jeff?
Yep.
All right. Jeff,
honestly, the movie was good. The gore was just an addition for me. Mm-hmm. Because I really do think it was about their performances and the story. And it was just kind of weird. The movie felt weird. In not a bad way. Sometimes movies feel weird in a bad way, but it felt weird. Just made me feel icky.
Yeah.
The movie made me feel icky. Because I don't like these people.
and that you can relate to it
because Teddy.
You can relate to it because you recently went to an Airbnb out in the woods and you're like, oh no.
Oh, that's even ickier. I know. I'm like, no. Oh gosh.
Well, this is very much an independent film festival kind of film. There's a small cast. It's in an isolated location. Not many other characters.
But it's pretty. Like, it was shot well. The color grading is really nice. I was watching, I was like, that looks really good. The place, too. The cabin.
What a find, huh? I wonder.
Look at these windows.
No shades. There's no shades. Jeff, is this a Jeff Mohr film?
Well, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It isn't that I didn't. That when I said I didn't enjoy the YouTube stuff as much, it's because I don't like channels like that. So it was okay. I get it. Let's move on. Where are we going here? Not that it was badly done or anything. It's just I don't like that stuff. Yeah, I don't like it. I have been to an Airbnb, and I have had at a situation where, first time I did that, we had to go, and you go upstairs. They give you instructions, and you had to go up the stairs on the outside of the building, punch in the code to get in, and it didn't work. And I tried it like 3 or 4 times. I checked on my phone. Is that the right number? I tried it again. And then I'm going, oh, crap, I'm going to have to call the guy. And I'm looking up his number, and he calls me.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I see you're having a hard time getting in.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't save right. Hold on. Give me a couple of minutes, and I'll save the code again. I'm like, oh, this is a little creepy. Yeah, so
well, I
and
think
agree.
having cameras on the outside is totally normal.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
But it wasn't something I thought about. On the first time, I didn't think ahead about stuff like that, and I was caught me by surprise that my phone rang, and oh yeah, that's the number I'm looking for. Anyway,
that's the number I'm looking for.
So yeah, and we did another movie like that where they went to a house and there was a guy hiding. I can't remember the title of it now.
That's right.
It was Franco's directorial debut. The brother, her husband. I can't remember the name.
So anyway, this
Franco? Or the name of the movie?
Either.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the gore at the end, but it irritated me that the people didn't. Claire, the Sarah Canning's character, figures out and starts to try to do something, but there was a couple situations where I'm like, how come nobody is trying to? Anyway.
Yes.
Again, reactive. But I guess, you're in shock. You think you're in control. You think you're the one that's running the show. And something like that happens. And, so I don't want to say anymore. So.
Well, literally, her character is the worst character in... Like she's the worst person out of all of them. I'm sorry, but she is. And I could debate this because most people would say Rebecca, and I'm like, no, it's her. She's the worst person in this whole movie, and I think that's intentional. And I find it to be very funny because she's actually a really beautiful, cute girl. But I mean, the only reason that they are still there is because of her. I mean, none of that should have gone down the way that it did. And really the reality is the only reason it went down the way it is because she is a horrible person and Teddy is a little bitch. And all he does is follow.
But he's in love. Come on. He's smitten to the core.
Apparently.
He was, and I wouldn't call him anyway.
Yes.
That's the way it's supposed to make you feel.
I would say
like it's successful. Like that's the way.
It's lovelorn.
Yeah. You're supposed to be upset by it. You're supposed to be, they did their jobs, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, there's a scene that I think really colors your argument in your favor is when they're out in the woods. I'm not going to say the whole scene, but Rebecca makes a statement about the singer's character, what's her name again, Claire, that really paints her as the ultimate bad guy in the movie, because of what she did. So I agree with you. I think the film is actually trying to show that, although there's a lot more going on with Rebecca than that. But all right, so I think we've said a lot. I think we need to stop here. We're on the verge of giving stuff away. So and let's go ahead and wrap things up with our final thoughts, our score 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. But we want to thank. I'll get to the rest of the stuff here in a second. But I want to thank Popcorn Frights. Film Festival for hooking us up with these screeners to cover.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate it. It's a fun festival down in Florida. Again, we'll have a link down in the show notes. Check them out. And maybe next year when there's COVID-free, we'll be COVID-free next year, right? Right?
Sure.
You can make plans to go down there. I actually want to do that. I've been wanting to do it for a few years, but man, the world just is not playing fair.
Yeah, we might be to the Zeta, the Omega variant by then.
We'll be done. It's 3 years. 3 years done. We're done. All right. So with all that said, if you're still listening, we want to thank you. We hope you're enjoying this review and others we have on the site, much like it. We hope that you'll hit the subscribe button or share with a friend. With those two easy and free things, it helps us out tremendously. And of course, much like the characters in the movie, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell,
Zoinks!
zoink, and leave some comments down below. We love to hear them. All right, let's dive into this. Let's see if I can remember the order. I think
Me.
Crystal, you're
me.
up first. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
I'm like, do I have to start acting like a YouTuber? Hey guys. Okay. So I hate myself.
Unless you want to
doing that.
YouTube like Rebecca.
Okay, so I clearly like this movie. I'm gonna give it. I'm teetering, but I'm gonna give it a 3.5. And I was gonna bump it a little higher, but I think 3.5 is solid.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I think it was great. I think it was done well. I think there's a few little things. It shows its budget, but not. It's done so well that it is great. Like it's like for an indie film, it's pretty phenomenal. It's one of the best I've seen in a really long time.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah. So, my favorite scene would be thanks for the pancakes.
Oh, wow.
I
Wow.
loved it. I was like, oh God. And
You're
I
welcome.
knew it was going to happen. I was like, oh no. I was like, she's going to, yeah. I was like,
that
ugh.
was great. That was great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeff, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene. And pancakes.
Sounds good.
Pancakes.
Or was it French toast? I can't remember.
It was
Yeah,
pancakes. Because she
I
says
enjoyed
thanks
this
for
too.
the pancakes.
That's right. She did.
And
Sorry,
then she
Jeff.
says,
Go ahead.
you're so welcome.
So I enjoyed this too, and you know what I complained about in terms of the YouTube stuff. That's just a. I wanted it to get past that to where there was more substantial things going on. I'm way more low key than that. But I love.
Oh my God,
absolutely,
he's learning. Look at that. I love it. Side eye.
I loved Gracie Gillam. She was awesome, and looking at her credits, I've seen her in a lot of stuff. And Brandon Christensen delivers again. You know, we saw him in Z and Stillborn, which
Yeah,
I
we
think
did
were both Shudder things. Yeah. So this does not disappoint. I'm giving this as a 3.5 as well. And favorite scene. I'm going to say when, this is way towards the end, but when we see the reactions to the one of the uploaded videos.
Oh,
You mean-
The-
yeah, I know what the end. The last one. The last
the
one.
comments of the
obviously.
chat. Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was. It's kind of like, yeah. that's
Oh my
probably
God, it was so awesome, and it was so YouTube.
So trolling. All right,
Mhm.
Dave, sir,
What's
you're
up?
up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
Yeah, like I said, I actually ended up enjoying this quite a bit. I think it's a great little movie. Actually, I'm going to give it a 3.75, even a little
Oh,
higher.
see, that's what I was.
Gonna bump it up just a little bit. And favorite scene, hands down, best scene in the movie. And it's all just pacing. Not much really happens in it. I don't think, Doc, feel free to stop me if this is giving anything away, okay? I don't think it is. But it's after the worm is turned and Rebecca's, in crazy mode. And they run back into the house and they're talking like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they turn around and she's standing there on the porch.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
And
Oh my God.
they made the big deal about the fact these big windows, where there's these big fucking windows are huge. And she's just very slowly walking along.
That was
the
really well
outside edge.
done. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
and very slow. But at one point, there's blinds. And as soon as she hits those blinds, she starts to run, and you're like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" and they're trying. And she's holding the little clicker thing that unlocks the door.
Yeah.
And, but it was just
yeah.
it was just a beautifully shot scene, and I really did. I mean, I kind of like sat up in my chair. I'm like, "Just go get to the door! Get to the door! You done son of a bitch!" But that was good.
It was really done, and I loved that the last shot with her in the door. You know, the frame, the way they had it
Yeah, they framed her eyes
perfect.
and her mouth in it. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really well done. So that hands down best scene in the flick.
Yeah, it definitely. There, yeah. I'm going to have a hard time coming up with one now. All right, I enjoyed this quite a bit as well. I wasn't entirely certain at first, to give Jeff some credit. I was like, oh no, is this going to be a little too in your face kind of thing? Crystal does it better than I do. But that they just do that to set it up, and once they get past that, then other things that happen, you know, have a little bit more humor to them to say something. And so it also colored both our characters in different ways later on in the movie. So I appreciated what we had to sit through at the beginning. So anyways, so after that, once we get our Rebecca character and things start to, you know, increasingly go sideways, I really started to like this. And by the time it got a little more crimson, I was fully on board and loving it. And I wouldn't mind seeing more of this Rebecca character somewhere else if that was even possible. So.
Well, it's possible. Anything is possible.
Anything's possible. So I'm going to give it a 3.75 as well. And my favorite scene is going to be, it involves a knife in the woods.
Oh, I know what you're talking about already.
And an eyeball.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, it's a cheek.
Well, it's a cheek, yeah. But the eye popped for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's one of the two scenes that I went, whoa. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something, but not quite that graphic. And so the movie, this is the kind of film that I would love to see in a film festival. This is truly a film festival.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it in Shudder, but it is the kind of film that thrives in the film festival environment. You know, it really does. So
because really, it's superior in the film festival world, but maybe it's not quite big budget enough for the theater. You know, it's like right there.
Yep. It would be, yeah. Yep. I've said it. All right, there you go. That's our review of Superhost. It is playing in film festivals, starting with the Popcorn Fright Film Festival, and check that out. And we'll have more reviews coming in the next few days from that festival. All right, Dave, Jeff, Crystal, thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Yes,
Tom.
it is.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey.
Gruesome Magazine.